Hey guys, gals, and pals, it's your boy JJ Colombo here, back with some more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Last time we went through Route 209 and battled our rival in Home City, and we're going to be moving ahead into the next areas. What the next areas are well, they don't vary, but you actually have a bit of an exploration around here. Going to the right, and you'll find a few ledges here. These ledges lead to this little cave right here. This cave is a Selection ruins. These ruins only have one new Pokemon in them, but it's an interesting one. I don't think I can find one in this area, though. It's not too rare, and you can find items on these rocks that are down these stairs. So I do recommend checking every stairwell in this area, because you can get some pretty good items out of it, especially in Platinum, which I keep bringing up. Not every rock has an item, but it is useful for you. Oh, it was a ball capsule. In the original game, this is actually where you unlock ball capsules. So if you're somehow playing the original while watching this, keep that in mind. I don't know when we're going to run into it, but there's only, like I said, there's only one Pokemon in this area that you can find. And one trainer to battle as well, and that trainer is right here. I think this is a new trainer class too. This place is teaming with Unown. Unown is the Pokemon that you can find in this area, and you will only ever find Unown. Unown themselves are a Psychic type Pokemon that are famous for only having the move Hidden Power. Now, Hidden Power is a bit of a unique move in that it can be any of the 18 types except for Normal, which is the move, the move that it's labeled as. It used to be one of the best moves in this whole series because of that fact and because of how useful it is for some Pokemon. Because it gives them some variety in their movesets that can help them tackle they can help them counter some of their weaknesses or cover up one of the weaknesses, or it just in general a good move to have if you don't know what to put on a Pokemon. However, ever since Sword and Shield, that move was deleted, meaning no Pokemon could learn it. It was not a TM, and it was unavailable at all in that game. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl brought it back, but only ever for Unown. So it's the only Pokemon with this move. I don't know why they did this. It did help some Pokemon in competitive battling, but it also hurt a lot of them too. Like Manaphy, for example, it doesn't need Hidden Power, but if you do want to surprise your opponent, if you're ever using one, it could be a good move to make. But you're probably never going to use it on Manaphy. You don't really need to. It has enough coverage as is. We'll definitely be seeing that when I get better moves for it. The only other usage Unown has in this game specifically, in Sinnoh, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, is that if you catch one of every single letter, you unlock more of an area later on. I'll show off that area, but I don't know if I can really show off the finished version of that area. Then again, I probably will, but I'll have to catch. Excuse me. I'll have to catch all the Unown off screen, which shouldn't take too long. They're not too terribly hard to catch, but it does tend to be a little bit. Excuse me. I'm still a little bit sick with coughing, but I'll get better. As I was saying though, catching all these Unown isn't really too terribly hard, but it can be a bit time consuming. But I'll do that off screen. For now though, making our way to this area. Went the right way. I don't want to go the right way yet because there are some good items you can actually get on these hidden rocks here. As I said earlier though, not every rock has a hidden item, but it's always going to be good to check. Check any item you can, because you never know what you're going to miss. And I'm shocked I have not run into any Unown yet. This staircase down here though is the last one. And here there's four different items for you as a reward. A nugget, which is good money. A rare candy, which is some free experience, or free level. A Mind Plate, which raises the power of Psychic-type attacks. 2 beings of time and space set free from the original one. 2 beings of time and space, I wonder who they are. And lastly is a jar of odd incense. This odd incense is the same thing as the Mind Plate, where it powers up Psychic-type attacks. However, it's also useful if you give it to a Mr. Mime, because if you give it to that Pokemon and you put it in a daycare, you can breed Mime Jr., if you ever want one. On this wall here, you can actually read out what it says on the wall. Friendship. All lives tower... Let me read it again, sorry. Friendship. All lives touch other lives to create something anew and alive. Powerful message. I read it terribly, but it is a nice message. Now let's run into an Unown, because I haven't really... There we go. Unown E. Within every area of the Salexian Ruins, there's a different version of Unown, ranging from all the way from A to Z. And if you manage to catch every Unown in the alphabet... If you manage to catch every Unown in the alphabet, once you go through that special area I mentioned later on, you can actually reach a hidden area of the Salexian Ruins. That hidden area contains 2 new Unown, which are actually the 2 recent ones. The question mark and exclamation point. They actually technically debuted in Emerald, however they were uncatchable until Diamond and Pearl, which is a little fun fact for you. I might be wrong, and I probably am, but hey, a little fun fact for you. I also think there's an item here that I missed. There's a certain way you can go down these ledges that nets you, I think, either a rare candy or a hidden item. I'm gonna try going to get it once or twice, and if I fail, then it is what it is. There's another excuse me. There's another house here, though. Unknown other different forms. If you actually catch some of the Unown and bring it to this boy, he'll give you seals for the ball capsules corresponding to the letter of Unown. It's a bit cheeky, but if you show him a variety of different Unowns, you can spell out some funny messages with the those seals. So if that's something you want to try and get a good laugh out of, feel free. Now, what is this house? I don't remember this one. Don't my nature determine how they grow. What is this thing galactic here? I did not know that... Wait. They keep track of your eggs on TV? They're watching me hatch the eggs? Get away from me! Whatever though. If there was a hidden item I missed back there, I'll probably get it later on, off screen. On the topic of eggs though, I do still have this the Happiny egg that I got last episode. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near hatching for now, but how far is it away from hatching? Doesn't seem close, as I expected. One more thing, I forgot to show this off last time, but once you go into the contest hall, you can actually see how some of the moves correspond to in contests and how different they are. Or I think you would if they were able to. Never mind, they kind of did away with that. They just do hype points now. In the original Diamond and Pearl, the way contests work is that you would actually give your Pokemon Poffins to increase their value in one of these 5 stats here. Coolness, beauty, etc. And as you can see here, Monferno here likes sweet foods. So what it would respond best to are sweet Poffins that raise cuteness. I believe corresponding to that, the opposite would be something like that's spicy or sour, which corresponds to coolness and toughness respectively. I'm not going to use Monferno in contests, so I don't need to worry about that. But back then, you would actually have to give your Pokemon certain moves that correspond to each of the 5 flavors or types in the for contests. So it actually requires a bit of strategy. But as I said last episode, I'll probably do that in a bonus episode. So we don't have to focus on that for now. What we will focus on is moving ahead to the next route. And there's a few berries over here. These berries are a wild encounter. You are forgiven just because of what you are. Well, Cricketune. It's terrible competitively, but will always hold a special place in my heart. Asper berries are berries that heal freeze. There's no move that will just freeze an opponent. You only get frozen by stuff like Ice Beam, Blizzard, Powder Snow. So it's not a status infliction that you'll see too often. If there was a move that just inflicted freeze, it would probably be really dangerous. But I think that would be game breaking, so thank goodness there isn't. As I was saying though, moving up here, honestly I don't even know why I biked up here. Probably just gonna battle every trainer anyway. If you talk to this bird keeper here, it would be a Roost. And we get TM51s. As implied, TM51 contains Roost. Roost is a recovery move that will heal flying type Pokemon or Pokemon that learn Roost. And there's Mime Jr. here? Wait, isn't Mime Jr. the Pokemon in Pearl? Huh. In Pearl, Mime Jr. and Mr. Mime were Pearl exclusive. And it would... Seriously? And in Diamond, it would be Bonsly and Sudowoodo. So it's weird for me to see a Mime Jr. here, unless they switched it. Or who knows, maybe I have it backwards. But it doesn't matter, I'm not going to use Mr. Mime. Just weird to see one here. But as I was saying though, Roost is a fantastic move, especially in competitive, because of the different Pokemon that can learn it, and as a recovery move, it's useful because it actually takes away the flying type whenever you use it. So if something like Murkrow uses it, it would lose that flying subtyping, so it would be pure dark for that rest of that turn. Apom, huh. Normally these ranchers and cowgirls use Ponyta, so seeing them with an Apom is kind of weird, but hey, I guess that makes them a trainer of interest. Regardless, die. Apom itself is actually not very good. It's not bad, but you can do much better normal types. When it evolves into Ambipom, though, it becomes a lot better. Girafarig, okay. I think I was talking about Roost earlier. I think I've spoken about it for now. But yeah, Roost is a really good move. If Murkrow here had it, then it would lose its flying subtyping whenever it used it, so it would be pure dark for the rest of that turn. That means that while ground type moves can hit it, it does get back some HP, and that would also mean that if Murkrow got hit by an electric move during Roost, it would not be super effective. So it does have its pros and cons. Despite those pros and cons, though, it is a really good move. And if you're a competitive battler, look into what Pokemon can use Roost, because it can really help you a lot. And my gosh, this guy has more Pokemon than I expected. But hey, you know what? More Pokemon means more experience. And right now, experience is good. Was that even a crit? Because if it wasn't a crit, that means that even with Absorb, Roselia is putting in the work. And that little bit of damage that Psyduck gave me. How? 62 to 64. 2 HP, but still. 10 HP off of one confusion. I think we're making some pretty good progress in terms of actually the power of our team right now. Wild encounters! Oh, actually, now that I see a Ponyta here, it was a pleasant surprise to know this. In the wild in this game, the overworld, Ponyta and Chimchar are the only two fire types available, but thanks to the Sinnoh Underground in this game, you can actually have access to more than just those two, since you can find a wild Houndour, Houndoom, and probably other fire types too. So yeah, you have more than just those two in this game, which is going to be more for another person we'll be seeing way later. Pikachu and Clefairy. A little fun fact about Clefairy: it was almost a series mascot. Hearing that is really hard to believe, but it's true. There's actually a little manga that was created that shows the red from the original Red, Blue, Yellow with a talking Clefairy. It is an insane manga, but it does give some insight onto some good trivia of the Pokemon series. So if you do manage to find it, or look it up online, I would say give it a read. I haven't read it myself, but it could be interesting to look at. I believe the reason why they did this is to have the series be to have the series appeal to both boys and girls. However, in the end, they ended up with Pikachu, which I believe was a better option. Having an Ash with a Clefairy doesn't seem as good as Ash and Pikachu. But, a little tangent aside, that's a battle. We too couldn't win. You can English very well. And I keep bringing it up, and I apologize for this, but in Platinum, this specific breeder right here has a Happiny, which is some really good experience. I believe beating it nets you over 1,000, which is really cool. Do you still have that Happiny now? I doubt it, but it would be some really good experience. Just a little Pichu though, so there's no way it's living in Bubble. It's insane thinking about how this Manaphy has a negative special attacking nature. Its Bubble Beam should be doing less than normal, and it's still putting in this much damage. Pichu to Pikachu. I don't even think the level 21 Pikachu lived. If it was 21, I didn't see it. Do you live? Nope. Nothing stands in Manaphy's way. Not even and there's no tail glow up either. With HP over 100 as well. Now, do you have Happiny? You do. Experience. Now I know if I need EXP, I'll come to you. Maybe. There is a bit of a better grinding spot that we're actually pretty close to, but we'll see if it's as good as it used to be, or at least that I remember it. And thankfully, Happiny is only good specially defensively, not physically. Plus a crit, so yeah, there was no way it lived. Now watch its experience. How many experience do we get? Oh. Okay. So I'm just left with you guys taking my word for it. In Gen 4, Happiny would genuinely give you over 1,000 EXP, like Chansey would normally do that. But I guess I'm here being proven wrong. That's embarrassing. Moving on from my embarrassment there. I think there's a hidden item in the center here. Yep, Great Ball. I think there used to be a rare candy in Gen 4, but oh well. There's two more trainers here. I know it may seem annoying that I want to battle every trainer on a route, and I know it is good experience, despite how much I stumble upon my words and I find difficulty thinking of things to talk about, having a well-rounded team that's leveled up well makes the rest of this game easier. And even though you guys might not want to see games that are like truly easy to play or just easy to beat, this game gets a lot harder later on. I know I'm dominating that right now. There's nothing really standing in my way, but believe me when I say that the end game is super tough. And being high enough leveled for it helps a lot. I know some people have beaten the game at level like early to mid 50s, which you can do, but I don't want to have to waste time using stuff like revives or potions in the middle of battle. So just being able to be prepared for that does help, and I want to have battles that are not too easy for me, but also entertaining as well, without having to me resort to like, revive spam like I used to do as a kid. So I hope that at least that covers up why I get this experience now. Even though it might seem like padding, and I don't want it to be padding, and I'll try to cut out anything that seems like that. But I want to provide the best content possible, and I really want to thank you guys for bearing with me if you're watching the whole episode. I mean, it does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate any feedback you guys give, or if you guys can give any feedback, I would heavily appreciate that. I I honestly don't like the phrase content creator, but I guess it's what I am. Being a content creator means, to me at least, listening to what the viewers think of your content and adjusting to that. So I really would appreciate any kind of feedback you guys give. And I did forget something in Lacy on Town. Right here next to the Pokemon Center is a excuse me, sorry about that. Right here is a little Pokemon newsletter talking to this guy. He'll quote unquote hire us, and what he'll do, he'll ask us to bring a certain Pokemon, and you have to bring that Pokemon before the end of the day. Here he's asking for a Riolu, and as luck would have it, I actually have one right here. You actually have a time limit to bring this Pokemon here. You have to bring it before the end of the day, and if you give it to him, he won't keep it, but he'll write an article about it and give you some items. Give you some items as a reward. In this case, Pokeballs, and I believe a heart scale too. It used to be, at least. It used to be heart scales and some unique Pokeballs, like Quick Balls, Dusk Balls, etc. So doing this quest in the old games really did get some good rewards. Here, I think it's just Pokeballs, which isn't bad, but it is what it is. And now, last trainer of the route. I saw it this time. She does do. She has a little glint in her left eye, and she has a little cat mouth. That's funny. Little stuff like that gives these NPC trainers some character, and giving little trainers like this some character is nice. It adds variety to the game, variety and charm, in my opinion. Another Happiny, some more 200 EXP. Can't believe I was wrong about that. That's embarrassing. Sorry for the silence here, but there's not really much. I don't want to say there's not much to talk about, because there's always something you can talk about. But when trainers are this simple, it's okay. That's not really a good thing to say. It's not that they're simple. It's just at this point, like I said, because of the level that my team is at, trainers aren't really too difficult. and beating them doesn't really require too much effort on my part. It's really the trainers that are like the gym trainers, gym leaders, the rival. They're the ones that are like actually a challenge. I heavily recommend stopping into this little building here though, because in here you can buy Moo Moo Milk, and you can buy 10 for 5,000. Because of the money you get early on in this game, if you haven't blown it all, which seems unlikely, you can buy some 10 pack of Moo Moo Milk, which is really good. What they do is that they heal 100 HP per bottle, so they'll end up lasting you a while. These two guys here, though, they're trainers. And I believe this guy is technically a trainer of interest. Never mind, he might not. He might not be. I never really battled these guys in Diamond and Pearl, so I don't know what they have in this game. But this guy does have a Mr. Mime, which is the evolved version of Mime Jr. At level 17, which could be a challenge, which is probably not, but it has decent stats. I mean, it does live a Bubble Beam. Copying me does nothing, though. You will do nothing to me. See? 3 damage. Loser! Loser! I'm trash talking NPC. What has my life become? Oh hey, look though. This Mr. Mime has better experience than a Happiny. To be fair, Happiny is a baby Pokemon, which makes sense to give it low experience output, but it's the Chansey family. They're known for their experience. Well, the Chansey line and Audino, but Audino's not in this game. And I think this guy just has Mr. Mime. And because of that, I'm assuming this next guy has Sudowoodo. Copying Slash. I was worried for a second. Level 20 though, which could be, well, which was a bit different than what I was expecting. Now, is this last Mr. Mime level 18 or 22? Or 24? Another level 20. Not bad. At this point, with this next route coming up, the trainers do end up getting a little bit tougher, so thankfully you can get some more experience that way. And these mimes just love miming, don't they? But, thankfully, they still can't stand in our way. Some good experience there. Is the experience tied to whatever Pokemon beats the opponent? Because the first level 20 gave us like 300 experience, and the second one gave us 500. Now, is my hypothesis correct? Do you have Sudowoodo? I called it. Sudowoodo is a goddamn meme. It's the meme Pokemon of Gold and Silver. And I say that because technically, it's also Gen 2's Snorlax not because it's really good or anything. It's because it's the obstacle you have to get out of your way. And just thinking of that is funny. Kanto has a big tub of lard blocking you, while Johto has a fake tree. And Maestro's learning X-Scissor. Fury Cutter has been a good move for what it's worth, but X-Scissor is just so much better. Now we're getting into the time where Kricketune learns all these good moves, which is honestly a shame because we're getting ready to swap it out for our party. But hey, for the time remaining that he's going to be here, he's going to be putting in some work. I just know it. And last, Sudowoodo. Who would have guessed? Not even level 20. The other collector's better than you. He's stronger than you. None of them even had sturdy either. The other guy is better than you. Trash. And with that, Monferno's level 31. And we win. I think this maid or waitress here is also a trainer. Yep, she is. I think she just has Clefairy though. But maybe they changed it in this game? Yep, Clefairy. Clefairy can be a bit bulky, especially if it has Eviolite. Level 22. Why is the waitress the highest level in this area? In fairness, she only has one Pokemon. And not even it could send it away. It was a critical hit. But with that, I think that's all the trainers here. Unusually big smile. I don't think you're smiling, miss. But I'm sure you have a lovely smile because you're a waitress. I think that's it? Yep, that's all the trainers. We're on a half-hour mark for now. So I think for the time being, I'm going to call it an episode. Next time in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, we'll be heading on further east to Route 215. See you guys then.